So, in a world full of endless distractions, staying focused is slowly starting to become one of the hardest things that we try to do. It doesn't have to be, though. So, today I'm going to go over things that I've been doing recently to really make sure I stay focused nowadays because, wow, is it really easy to get distracted nowadays. Hello, everyone. I'm Sean Sanakino, and I help teach the next generation. So, this world, if going back in time, when I was growing up, YouTube wasn't really relevant. The internet wasn't still super developed, and video games weren't like super crazy advanced. But nowadays, dude, it is so easy to get distracted. There are so many things that want our attention. Today, I'm going to be talking about things that I've been doing recently, past couple of months, year or so, where it's really been helping me stay focused on my work or doing other activities that require my undivided attention. And it's really been helping, and I hope you guys can learn a little bit about it because nowadays it is really hard to stay focused. So probably an easy win that a lot of us could do right now is to create a focused environment. What I mean by that is if you have a dedicated workstation at home, you want to make sure it is a dedicated workstation at home. So make sure you set up a workspace. I don't know, it's hard to say. Set up a workspace that is free from distractions. So me personally, I have my desk here, my main desk, set facing a wall, the corner of the wall. So I literally look up, hello wall, look over there, hey wall. There's nothing here. So I'm just staring at a wall. There's nothing to me to look at. My space is completely organized for the most part. When I say organized, there's like nothing on here that is like going to take my attention away from my work. So all my stuff is either like behind it, so I can't really see it, or it's away in the other room or over there. Like it's really hard for me to get distracted from this space. And if I want to be in more of a upbeat type of mood, I can also listen to music. But when I say music, I don't mean your rap, your reggaeton, your music with loud words or loud beats. That doesn't really work from my experience. I get way more distracted with it because I'm constantly like bopping or something. But when I listen to like lo-fi or classical, that always seems to keep me focused and centered on the work ahead. However, the best obviously and the best results that I've gotten would be having no music or white noise. Those two I've always found give me the best results. But work feels like a bit of a slog, in my opinion, if I don't have my lo-fi music playing, because it's like all lo-fi of like Nintendo music and gaming music that I grew up on. So it's always kind of like a nice vibe to it. But overall, if you have a workspace that doesn't have any distractions and you kind of decide if you want music or not, if you decide music, just make sure it's music that isn't super distracting like lo-fi or classical. Following on from this, you want to make sure you limit the digital distractions you have around you. What I mean by that is very clearly your phone. I know a lot of us, for the most part, don't use our phones for work. If you do, there are still things that you can do to kind of limit the distractions on it. The easiest way to get rid of it. Are you ready for this? It's going to be blowing your mind. You ready for this? If you have social media on your phone, just go ahead. Hear me out. Go ahead. Delete it. You don't need social media on your phone because all of it is already on the computer. It's already on your laptop. It's already on there. And if you have your phone, what I've always found is I just get so much more distracted on my phone than I do on my laptop. Because for me, it's like a psychological thing behind it where if I'm on my laptop, psychologically, I'm here to work. So if I'm on Instagram, if I'm on YouTube, if I'm on like those are the only two ones I do. If I'm on either of those, I'm like, I am kind of wasting my time here though. I'm here to work. I'm here to do something productive. I'm not here to watch YouTube. I'm not here to watch Instagram. I'm not here to do any of that. Close it and go back to work. On the phone, it's so much harder because it's kind of like a social device, if that makes sense. It's kind of something that you just want to be on because you want to interact with people and such, but you don't want to do that. So what I would do is delete social media. If you don't want to do that, I'm pretty sure there's an option where you can remove it from the home screen. So you have to look it up. So it's that little barrier. And if you want to do it even further, there are apps where it stops you from going on to those social medias, which are also helpful. What I would do, probably if you don't want to delete social media and you don't want to do anything I just mentioned, I would just say, just turn off notifications or put your phone in another room. Turning off notifications, honestly, super helpful because it's not, you don't hear the ding, ding, ding all the time. Put your phone on silent, that's the same thing. But when I check my phone, I don't get any notifications. I only get notifications from my business partner and my family, and that's it. Everyone else, I don't get notifications from. My social medias, if they were on there, I wouldn't get any. Anything that can get notifications, I just don't get anymore. And it has really helped with my, I could have my phone right in front of me right here and it wouldn't do anything because it doesn't turn on. You know how your phone turns on when you get a notification? Mine doesn't. You know how if you pick up your phone, it lights up? Mine doesn't. You know how if you tap your phone, it turns on? Mine doesn't. I actually have to physically turn it on. So that's really helped with limiting distractions. And putting in another room also does the same thing. It's out of sight, out of mind. So that's really helped personally. When it comes to what you can do personally, it would be to practice mindfulness more. Because the whole point of the social medias and the video games and the videos and such is to kind of take away your focus and sink your time into things that don't necessarily matter. Social media companies, their whole point for you is to stay on social media forever and ever and ever and keep looking and scrolling and looking and scrolling. That's the whole point of them. That is, in my opinion, pretty scummy and not really worth it. So if you can just take a bit of time, meditate, relax, taking deep breaths, anything along those lines, it helps you kind of refocus and rebalance your life onto you. And instead of giving your precious focus on the things that don't necessarily matter, if that makes any sense. It's the small things like that where it's like kind of understanding is like, hey, hear me out. So social media, this big thing that's like everyone has it. It's just there so that you can sink more time into it because we want more money from ads and such. It's pretty scummy when you think about it, and that's not something I want to support, so I don't go on social media anymore. I have an Instagram, but I very rarely access it nowadays. I don't have TikTok, I don't have Twitter, I don't have Snap, I don't have any of that because I realized, I think when I started using Snap like long ago, I was like, this is so pointless because no one would actually talk. Everyone would just send the stupid S or a black screen like streaks. Like, who gives a fuck? You're not talking. You're just trying to keep a number up. That's all it was. You're just keeping a number up. It was so dumb, so stupid. Honestly, it's so, if you have a streak, my guy, no one cares. I had a 780-day streak with my my girlfriend at the time. I was like, this is so dumb. I just talk to you all the time already. And she tried to defend. I was like, it's a big number. Not a lot of people have this number. Like, so? I'll just talk to you. It's just a number. I don't understand why we need to keep the number up. If I want to speak to you, I'll go to your house. If I want to, talk with you, I'll call you. Like, I never understood Snap after that. So dumb. I deleted it like the same day as well. Keep that in mind. I don't like social media. I don't really use it. And I've honestly live a happier life nowadays. So, completely off tangent. We're going to go back to what I was talking about, where if you want to stay focused on a distracting world, something that you truly do need is you need to set goals. You need something to direct your focus on. I remember when I was like 20, I think I was 20 years old at the time, maybe 19. I was in the middle of, college, and I just didn't have a goal anymore, where I was completely directionless, completely aimless. I had nothing. I had no aspirations to continue college. I had no aspirations in business. I had nothing. So all I did was nothing. I just wasted my morning, my afternoon, and then I went to work and I came back and I repeated the cycle for months. I wasted months that could have been used for something else. I wasted so much time that could have been used for something else. I don't want you guys to make the same mistake that I did, because I'm currently trying to catch up now when I'm 23. I made the mistake 3 years ago and I'm still feeling the effects of it. That's how much time I wasted. So when you have specific achievable goals that you make, then you can put your focus into. Honestly, it's really hard to get distracted, because when I kind of got my shit together finally, I had a goal where I was like, I want to get out of my job. That's the goal. So I want to make sure my business makes enough money that I can leave. I put my mind into it, and I think 2 years later, that goal finally came to fruition. So you want to make sure you have something that you aim for. Obviously, make sure it's something that helps you get somewhere, For me, it was okay. So by the end of like this month, I'll have this much in revenue, which means I'll have this much in profit, which gets us close to the overall number of how much we need every single month to get out of this. So whatever your goal is, make sure you write it down and break it down into smaller chunks. Because if you tried that one big goal, it's really hard to do so. But if you break it down, it's a lot easier. I'll probably make a specific goal video in the future, but right now, just understand, have a clear specific goal in mind to aim for and break it down. And when you have the goal, you can also use time blocking, probably my favorite personal time management technique, to allocate specific time for that thing. Whatever that task is for your goal, you can time block it so you have that specific thing for a specific amount of time. And it has been so helpful because I know from this time to this time, I'm just doing this and nothing else. I'm not thinking about other things. I'm not doing other things. From this time to this time, I'm just doing this. So, for example, from 4 to 7 a.m. or 5 to wake up a bit earlier, I'm just doing the hardest work for that day. So today that would be recording. Tomorrow that might be sourcing. Tomorrow after that might be scripting. Like, it changes, but I set time and nothing else gets done besides the main thing. So keep that in mind. Time blocking, so goddamn important nowadays. If you can focus your time on things that matter to you, bingo, that's what you want. And finally, you want to stay organized. So it's one thing to create an environment that's focused, but we want to make sure it stays tidy, it stays neat. So make sure you are every once in a while cleaning up, making sure everything is nice and neat, kind of cleaning up your to-do list, cleaning up your calendar, making sure that everything is done and tracked, because you don't want to keep doing the same task over and over when they're already done and you didn't check them off your to-do list, for example. So make sure you stay organized, because if you're unorganized, you will fall behind very quickly. I have found out personally where I spent, I think, a week sourcing places for books that I had gone the previous week and didn't track. So I was like, man, there's nothing here. Hey, dipshit, you went the week before and took everything. Of course there's nothing right now. You have to wait. I didn't know that, so I wasted 5-6 hours on something that I could have easily avoided. So make sure you guys stay organized, stay on top of your things, create an environment that helps you win. And the most distracting thing, your phone, try and put that away, delete your socials, hide the socials, just do whatever you can so to make sure the phone isn't taking up your time so you can focus on your goals. Whatever goal it is, make sure you're focusing on it and not focusing on things that don't necessarily matter. If you want to learn more about time management and time control to make sure you stay focused nowadays, there's a link down below for my coaching package where I'll work one-on-one with you to make sure you fully understand and fully utilize everything that I teach you to become the best that you can be in terms of time management for your goals.